Hello fellow cinephiles, Film Guru here. Today I'm reviewing The Old Man and the Gun. This was directed by David Lowery and stars Robert Redford, Sissy Spacek, Casey Affleck, Danny Glover and Tom Waits. And it is the story of Forrest Tucker, played by Robert Redford, a career criminal who has escaped many times from prison and is a man now in his 70s. And he's found the only thing he really thoroughly enjoys is robbing banks. So it really looks at a string of robberies that he performs by himself with also his cohorts, Danny Glover's character and Tom Waits, and they become known as the Over the Hill Gang due to their age, all in their 70s. And it's really about Forrest Tucker, who's really embarking on these bank robberies, and he's sort of become a very interesting sort of bank robber because he's very nice and kind about it. He's nice to people, and they find him sort of a happy and interesting sort of person. And even though they are being robbed, they sort of go along with it in a way. And it really looks at Casey Affleck's character, who is a man trying to find this guy. He wants to slap the cuffs on him, but he's also he finds him very endearing as well, and kind of hopes he doesn't really necessarily get caught, but he's trying to do his job nonetheless. And it really looks at this man, Forrest Tucker, a man in his 70s, wanting to live on his own terms. And the only thing you really found he was good at or enjoyed was robbing banks. And it's not so much about the money, it's more about the experience of getting away with something, I feel. It's the thrill of the chase and what he's trying to do, and the enjoyment of robbing banks, I think, the most. It looks at sort of a bit of a love story between him and Sissy Spacek, ultimately him being chased and him trying to get away with what he's trying to do. So this film was sort of based on a true story of sorts, I heard. There's particular things that transpired within the film that didn't actually happen to him or he didn't go through. And other things that they expand on that wasn't the whole truth, I guess you could say. This is ultimately Robert Redford's last film as an actor. He's retiring from acting now, since this film came out. And this is a really great swan song, I think, for Robert Redford, who's been a constant brilliant actor throughout the years, done some really great performances and been in some really fantastic films, and had great chemistry with a number of people, including Jane Fonda and Paul Newman. And he's just been a very brilliant and constant actor, and he does such a great job here. A man who I'm pretty sure he's late 70s, early 80s in real life. He just brings such charm and wit and intrigue to this sort of character. And you go on this sort of wild ride with him, and he's really a charismatic sort of actor, much like the character he plays in this film. Robert Redford is very charming, charismatic, and there's a lot of intrigue about him, very interesting sort of character. And I think he does such a great performance here. For a film that ultimately is about an aging bank robber, he just makes it kind of interesting and fun to watch on screen, and you really like this character. Even though he is robbing banks, he's kind of a really likable and interesting character. I think this is David Lowery's best film so far. I haven't seen Pete's Dragon. I enjoyed Ghost Story, and Ain't No Bodies. Saints was not bad as well, but I think this is his best film so far. This is a very low-key film. Not a lot happens. It's a very simple story about this man doing what he loves and living the life he wants, but it's so captivating and interesting. It's poetically beautiful in a way, and I like the simplicity of it. There's so many movies these days with a lot of complex twists and visual effects and big films, and this is a small, simple story, fantastically crafted little film, and I thoroughly enjoyed it from start to finish. There's a real fun feeling about it and a laid backness about it. The movie really suits Robert Redford as an actor, I think. He's sort of a laid back sort of guy and doesn't say a lot, but he conveys so much with a look and the way he acts. And this film really suits him. It's like it's a metaphor for him in a way. And I thoroughly enjoyed the whole experience of this film. It has moments of humour, there's romance in it, there's mystery, there's drama, there's sort of thrilling elements to it. And you just want this guy to live the life he wants and to live free and away from everything and not to be caught, no matter what happens. He's just so great. And I really like the look and feel of it. The way they shot it, it really feels like it's a period piece. It's from, well, when I say period piece, I don't mean old-fashioned period piece. I'm more of like 70s and the 80s. It has that sort of feel. They talk about all these escapes that he had, and we get to see them through the film, and I kind of like that. It really sums up Robert Redford's life and career in cinema, and the things that he's done. There's some great stock footage of movies he's done where they slip it in as if he's playing this character who's escaping. I kind of really like that. I know there's controversy about Casey Affleck, but I think he does a really great job here. I sort of like him, and it's been a while since I've seen him in a film, and I think he does a really solid and fun job here. This is the third film he's done with David Lowery. And I think he just gets better and better with the films he's in, and he's really great in this. And there's one particular scene, I don't go into spoilers, where there's an interaction between him and Robert Redford, and it's such a great and fun scene to see these two really great actors bouncing off each other and creating this really interesting scene. I think Sissy Spacek's really great in this as well. I haven't seen her for a while, and this is probably one of her best performances. And she has great chemistry with Robert Redford. And I love the scenes of them together and the setting up the romance and the things that transpire between those two. Danny Glover and Tom Waits, what can I say? Two really great actors. Danny Glover is a really interesting character here, and he's finally playing that I'm too old for this shit type stuff from Lethal Weapon. He's sort of a much older man who's trying to live a simple life but enjoys this sort of work. And Tom Waits is fantastic. A singer/actor. Been really impressed with him for a long time, and he's really fantastic in this. It feels like he's able to tell his own stories and improvise and bring things to his particular character. This white-haired man with glasses who's on his way to be 70, 67 years old. And I really enjoy that, and I think he gives a great performance. And the relationship between him, Danny Glover, and Robert Redford is great, and they're really fantastic threesome on screen. They do a really great job. Definitely going on my top 10 of the year, because it's so simple but such a great film, and I loved every aspect and element to it, and nothing was out of place. Everything was shot really well, the acting was great, and it was very well written and put together. Final verdict. If you like something that's a little different, if you like a simple, low-key, really solid but simple story, you may enjoy this. If you want to see Robert Redford in his last performance, I definitely highly recommend this, because he does a really fantastic job for his last film. I don't know if this film will be for everyone, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself, and it's definitely worth a watch if you want something a little different with a really good story. And like I said, I'm definitely going to put this on my top 10. It's sort of a toss-up between this and A Star Is Born, of which one I like better and which one I'm going to put as number one of my films this year, but it's really hard to decide. Look, I'm going to give Old Man the Gun 5 out of 5. I thought it was brilliant. Like I said, I didn't think anything was wasted. It was well crafted, put together, well acted, written and directed, and I really liked the music as well of that period, and I thought that was fantastic. And it's definitely worth a watch if you want something a little different. Anyway, that's all from me today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy this video or any other video on my channel, please hit subscribe down the bottom. And I'll try and get as many more videos out as I can. The next sort of reviews I'll be doing will be Widows, and looking at maybe Robin Hood as well. But I'll have a look at that. I'm not 100% sure about that film. I'm not really sold on it yet. So we see how we go. But anyway, as usual, thanks for watching, and enjoy the movies.